Indica. Indica. Hola.
Good morning, everyone. In this video, as I promised, we'll talk about the price of the property, about the total what we paid with taxes, solicitor fees, and any other expenses. Also, will show you what we've done so far on the property, what we planted, what we've done. Okay, as expected, it's not going to be a simple job. It's not coming off easier, and like someone told me, the fact that Portuguese were using one-to-one mix to render it, so one part of cement, one part of sand, that makes it so strong. But yeah, I think tomorrow probably, when I'm gonna have the full day of where I can do this, I'll probably manage this wall in a day. It will be a different thing inside the barn because lots of dust, and probably the better will be to take the roof off before even trying to tackle the inside. But yeah, bit by bit, we'll see how it's gonna go. As this was built probably later, attached to this building, you can see the difference in walls And the main building is nice and even, built from bigger pieces. And on here is thinner. The main building has a 60 centimeters thick walls, and this is like 40, 30, 40. And well, we'll have to find a solution for that. Probably just plaster it with lime or something. It will look nice.
This
But
is
yeah.
a horseshoe.
This I think was used to tie the animals, no?
I think this is a horseshoe.
What for?
Horseshoe.
It might be a horseshoe, yeah, but the purpose of it, yeah, probably to tie the animal or something, a horse, a donkey, or. Morning, everyone. It's another lovely sunny day today, and this morning we are trying to decide where to put our first compost. We will be making a few places where we store the compost in the property. So probably the first place will be just here underneath the oak trees, which will give a little bit of shade, not to dry that completely in the summer. And yeah, and it's close to the garden. The onions which G planted is just a few meters away. So first what we're gonna do, we're just gonna level the ground. It's been some probably wild boar was here digging, and yeah, just need to level it out first.
That's the easiest one. The easiest greenhouse. Well, it's not a greenhouse.
And G was busy with seedlings. She assembled this small greenhouse. I bought it yesterday, last night, and yeah, and she planted lots of stuff. Basically, she planted lots of different seeds in there. And also we're looking for the place where to put this tiny greenhouse on the land, and we came up with the idea to put it where it's gonna get sun all day long, from the morning all the way to the evening, because the sun rises just on that side of our tiny house, and during the day it just goes up and goes to the other side. So until it's not very hot, until this, like what today is 23, 24 degrees Celsius, until it's not really hot, I think that will be a good spot for the seedlings. Okay, so that's the end result. We also put quite a thin wire mesh on the bottom to avoid visitors from underneath the ground. We've been advised to do that by our neighbors who live about 200 meters that way. They said they've been growing some pumpkins on the compost, and the roots were eaten by moles, some mice and stuff like that. Yeah, I used a few old pallets, and then I found some old wood length. So yeah, try to cover it as much as possible, also leaving some ventilation in the process, but yeah, it's gonna be good for now. When scooping the water out of the well, we notice that we are removing a lot of that lush green stuff together with the water, which is no good, and because that stuff prevents the algae to be growing in inside the well. So on the property we found some of the, I don't know, you can't see anything, but it was written something on it, but it's like old whites. They look really old. There were different sizes of them. We found 3, I think. This is like a medium one. So I'm just gonna put it to the bucket to sink it quicker. Okay, while Gedre is planting some peppers, I'm gonna carry on with olive pruning. We've still got quite a lot to go. Probably so far I pruned about 10, maybe 15 olives trees, which we got in total about 50. And I wasn't pruning them at the beginning because, well, I pruned just a few where I can reach it. I didn't have the ladder, so I found this in one of the sheds. It's a handmade ladder. The last time I seen one of those, it was back in Lithuania. Yeah, we'll see if it's gonna hold me. Probably it's better not to film it when I'm gonna get it up.
So we planted quite a lot. We were saying just now what we planted. So we got 3 kiwis to plant still. Then we planted blood orange, which I always wanted to have. Then we did 3 cherries. You love cherries. Then we did hazelnut. I got peach. Then
Persimmon.
2 persimmons.
2 persimmon trees.
1 pomegranate. And then loads of garden stuff. So loads of
And
onions.
red currant.
Red currant.
Red currant bush, yeah.
A bush, yeah. Yeah, so in the garden we got peppers, strawberries, onions, garlic will be, carrots, everything, tomatoes, cucumbers, everything. Well, that's what we aim for, to have self-sustainability, so we're gonna plant everything. We'll see. This is gonna be our first year in here, so, and bread is gonna be very hot, so we'll see how it's gonna be in there on that field, but we might do a shade, like a shade net, isn't it, we said? We'll see.
Yeah, we bought it already, that
A
a green shade
yeah,
net.
we'll see. It's a learning curve for us this year. Next year,
Yeah,
it'll be much
this
easier.
year we just try to test as much as we can, you know, plant different plants, different trees and stuff like that.
You've done loads of olives.
Yeah, I actually planted 12, I think, in total. I was pruning olives, so I planted small branches in the pots in the hope that they're just gonna put the roots out. And yeah, also them olives, if they're gonna survive, we're gonna be planting the top field there. It's quite dry in there, so it's better to grow the olive in a pot first before sticking it in the ground.
How long you need to keep it in a pot?
I'm not sure. We'll keep it for a year probably. And yeah, so
I think that's it for planting, yeah?
yeah, that's it. What we've done basically for
Well, we've done a lot in the first week.
the compost. We made a place for compost as well.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
that's
think
it
it's
for now.
alright.
So I had quite a few comments asking about the price of the property, about all the legal stuff, if we can live, if it has a habitation license, and stuff like that. So regarding habitation license, this property has a rustic article. So
And it's
because
pre-51.
because the house is built well, a cottage is built pre 1951, so it doesn't need a habitation license. But because the property is on rustic article, basically, if you wanna renovate the house, if you wanna change it structurally, it's better to have it on urban article, and if you wanna live in it as well. So yesterday, no, day before yesterday, G sent the email to our lawyer asking
If we can start the process
yeah, if we can
already.
start the process, because apparently it takes about 45 days from the day
Submission.
you submitted application. So we received the email from the lawyer saying that we will need to take a pictures of that house from front, back, sides, and then we need to make a sketch. We don't need to do it professionally. We don't need to hire the architect or something. We can make a sketch ourselves where a 1 meter of distance equals 1 centimeter on a paper. So we measured the building yesterday, so we got all the measurements on the paper. So today I'm just gonna take the ruler, sit down somewhere nice and quiet, and just basically make a sketch, which we will make a photograph of, attach the pictures which G
And
made yesterday.
plus you need to have a location. So
Oh
you need
yeah,
to have on the map, you need to take like a photo.
yeah, because it's a rustic property, it doesn't have an address, if it makes sense. So together with the pictures of the property, with the sketch, we need to send the coordinates, or maybe a Google map screenshot or something
Screenshot, yeah.
where the property is. And yeah, from that moment it will take 45 days,
Up to 45.
up to 45 days, but
We're not sure how much it's gonna cost.
uh,
Hopefully not too much.
I would reckon about 5,000 euros, because if you remember, I showed the video about the property for sale next door to us, which is just behind the eucalyptus
Still
grove
for
there.
sale?
Still for sale, and the owner, he posted this property on Panama Core Facebook page, and I seen some people inquiring about if it has a habitation license, if it's a rustic or urban article. And the owner said that to convert that property from rustic to urban, it would cost a new buyer somewhere between 5 and 6,000 euros. So I don't know how the price is being decided, but this is a smaller property. If it depends on the size, so it should be less. If it's just one fee, so yeah, it should be like 5 or 6,000 euros.
We'll see. We'll share.
Yeah, but meanwhile, even if we can't live, well, anyway, we wouldn't be living in that house. It still needs a renovation. But before even convert it into the urban article, we can do some work on it. We just can't change it structurally. So basically, to take that ugly rendering of the front wall, we can do it. To take the rendering from the inside walls of the house, we can do it as well. Probably, I think even take the roof down, it would be okay. I think as long as we're not extending it or something.
Which we won't.
Yeah, which we
It's-
weren't extending it anyway.
Yeah, we're just gonna do like a veranda, yeah, like you said.
Yeah, we're just gonna attach the veranda, and probably from the other side of the building there will be like a small extended roof to put a firewood or something underneath. And yeah, so that's the legalities. And if you people planning to buy a property in Portugal, because that's how we start watching all the bloggers in central Portugal, because we're thinking of buying a property. We're trying to learn as much as we can, and that was quite it helped a lot. We decided to get a lawyer, which is a peace of mind. It's not that much. I think we paid just under 700 euros for all the checks, like a fire check, a check of how many owners the property got, because you might get stuck with that if you buy a property and it has like 5 owners.
And the loan, if
Yeah,
there's any loan on
and
it,
if it has like
outstanding.
5 owners, you will have to chase every single owner for the signature. It's, I mean, the lawyer is just peace of mind. It's, yes, 700 euros is a lot of money, but if you think that the property costs tens of thousands, 700 is it's not that much.
It's investment.
Yeah, and actually, you might buy anyone anyone from the UK. You would know that in the UK, when buying a car, you need to check if it's HPI clear. If it's not, you might buy a car which is still on finance, and then you're gonna be responsible for paying that finance off of the car. So it's exactly the same stuff in Portugal with the property. If you're not gonna check that the property hasn't got a loan attached to it, a loan, a mortgage, or whatever, you will be liable paying that off. So yeah, the lawyer checks all that stuff, all that and even more. Yeah, so we will probably start from what we paid for the property. I got an email on my phone with all the costs, which are, the property was listed for 49,995 euros, so just shy of 50,000. We bought it for 47,500 euros. 6,000 euros was a deposit to the estate agents to take it off the market, and another 6,000 euros was a deposit for the seller. For the seller. So the remainder of the sale price we had to pay last week was 35,500. So the total price is 47,500 euros. Right. Extra costs. Transmission tax, which is 5%, 2,375 euros. Stamp tax, I think is the same as a stamp duty in the UK, 0.8%. That is quite low in Portugal, and in our case it was 380 euros only. Deed registration, 950 euros. You pay that for basically property to be registered on your name, 950 euros.
Which is quite a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah, the stamp tax is just 380.
Yeah. Swap.
The total extra cost for this property is 3,705 euros. So on top of the 47,500, we paid 3,005 euros. So the total makes
just over 51,000 euros, which we paid for this property.
But we paid for the land taxes this year. Next year only next year in April we'll pay it for the land, because that's you
Yeah.
pay yearly, yeah? So this is done. This year
Yeah,
is
the previous owner paid the land tax already for this year. And next year, I just can't remember how much it's going to be.
about 200, 300 euros.
Yeah, it's just, I think, over 200 euros in tax for this property, 200 euros a year.
It might change because it's gonna be urban. You never know.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, so that's basically it. What else I wanted to say? We made a small mistake. We enroll for the Portuguese course. I wanted to be extend just to learn something. And just a few days ago I thought, why didn't we do it when we were living on a muddy field? If you don't know what the muddy field is, just look a few videos prior to this. Muddy field is the land which we rented from a Portuguese family where we parked our caravan, and we stayed there for 4 months waiting for the basically this property, for all the documents to be completed. So we could do that Portuguese course basically then, because we had nothing to do and nothing. And now, like this week, we're going for it at 3:30 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday, and it's like 2.5 hours course a day. And it seems, oh, you got half a day to do stuff, but you wake up, you have a breakfast, you have a cup of tea, you just start doing things, and then you run out of time because you have to go to Castelo Branco for the course.
Castelo Branco.
Castelo Branco
Castelo Branco.
for the course. But yeah, it is what it is. I hope that Portuguese course will help you, help us, because at the moment I just feel bad when I go to the shop and I can't just have a simple conversation. I mean, nothing over the top, but at least just, like in the UK, usually, hello, how are you, how are things. Yeah, so that's what we do as well. This is our first week, and we still got another 3 weeks to go. So the course will last for 4 weeks. And I think that's it for this video.
I think it's enough talking.
Yeah, enough talking. And I do apologize for the music on the last video. There were lots of comments, people saying that they can't understand what I'm saying, that the music was too loud. I was just rushing things. I wanted to post the video as quick as possible because I was just eager to get to do something on the property, and start working as quickly as possible.
And
So
we're
yeah.
learning. You're learning, yeah?
Yeah, there will be no music now while we talk, I promise you. And yeah, so like and subscribe if you can, and watch the video to the end. That really, really, really helps, please. And also we got a Patreon page. If you got a few euros to spare, you're welcome. So until next time, guys.
Bye. See
Bye.
ya.
Love ya.
I would like to share my washing machine. There, I wash my dirty laundry. Because we still haven't got our stuff from storage, where is the washing machine, yeah? Have to do it by hand. Or sometimes we take to laundrette, I'm not washing every single time. But today I thought I'll be a hero and I'll wash. So yeah.